Hey everybody, Cowboy here. So we talked about Ripple today, XRP. We had the SEC ruling yesterday, so we talk about how that can affect Ripple from a fundamental standpoint, and I also go ahead and chart out what I think is going to happen to Ripple, the Ripple price over the next few weeks, next few months, and even the next year or so. At the bottom of the screen is www.algofactory.tech. That's our URL. You can check us out over at that website or simply zap the QR code with your phone, and that'll take you over to our website as well. Stick around at the end. I will talk a little bit more about what we do and how to find us. See you then. www.coinmarketcap.com. We'll go over to Ripple, XRP. Okay, so the circulating supply is 52 billion, right? And the max supply is 100 billion. It's not that big of a number in the scheme of things, right? So 50 billion is like, I mean, that the government's sneeze 50 billion. So yeah, Ray. Okay, I'll see if I can find that on George Gammon's channel. Maybe he's got it. But if you wanted to settle derivatives and you wanted to use Ripple to be like 1/100th of the liquidity for that, it'd have to be worth like, $10. I mean, if you wanted it to be the whole solution, you're talking about like $1,000. So it's just, Ripple, if it's going to be used for something on that scale, is going to be worth a lot of money. It just is. It's up in 24 hours. It's up 63%. It's up to $77. It's crazy. So yeah, it's beautiful thing, especially for a guy that holds a fair amount of it, such as myself. So we'll go back through Gammon, see if I can find it. But in the meantime, we can look at the chart. I mean, I charted out, what I think will happen over the next year. But let's take a different case, right? Let's take a look at what might happen short term, because right now Ripple is moving up and it's not slowing down. I mean, it may or may not slow down. Just put it that way. Some people look at this like it's a bull flag, and it may very well be. But I charted this on Twitter, actually, on the Algo Cowboy Twitter. And basically, to go from the bottom and the top of the impulse, such a wild impulse tends to come back down unless there's more news. And it tends to come down to the 618, which is going to be like right here. Tends to be the case. So a move back down to, say, 64 cents or even 57 cents. And then whatever bounce happens might be kind of temporary. So the real question is okay, this news with Ripple, is it enough to hold the price up? Or is price going to come back down to some kind of support based on prior price? Well, the 786 has support right here. Got to find my auto. So see that wick up right there? And that move up happens to be at the 786 of this current move. Put a line right there. And you'll see it lines right up with that 786. So, if you look at Ripple's price action over the last 6 months, it's just been kind of ranging, right? So we can go to a 3-day time frame. You can see that Ripple has been kind of on an uptrend, sort of. It kept knocking its head up here on the 56 range. So it more or less created a sort of range, and that range is going to look like this. And we've charted this on this before. So it didn't really revisit the bottom, though. It kept getting higher and higher. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I think something's going on. I think something's going on. I'm like, okay, well, look, if price breaks out, it breaks out. It did see some higher lows before it broke out. So, but until it breaks out, it hasn't broken out, right? That's how that works. Well, it's broken out. Now, the question is going to be, is it going to come back down and revisit the top of that? And that, I'm going to go back to lower time frame to demonstrate that. There's a decent chance that, like yesterday, was a FOMO event. There's a lot of Ripple fanboys out there. The price could easily, it came down to the 382 yesterday, and it bounced up. But it may go down to the 618, have a little bounce up, and then it may head down to the 786. And then what happens at 786? You might get a bounce, and then maybe just, some calm price action. I think what's going to interrupt that is going to be something like Truckface said right now. He said, hey, Ripple will IPO soon. Okay. I mean, I don't know what, what's Ripple Labs, Ripple itself. I mean, they're going to IPO. That's one thing, right? So Ripple Labs is one thing. Ripple, the currency, is another. So we got to kind of be careful about what we're talking about with IPOs and whether or not it's going to actually make a difference. But I do think that even if the IPO was not relative to XRP, I think we still would see a boost in Ripple, and it might even be the boost, right? So we'll see. I mean, I'm not, with those kind of things, I don't get too excited. I let that kind of stuff roll out. But unless there is an event, say like a Ripple IPO or an announcement that, Fedcoin is going to be based on Ripple, or some crazy announcement that really brings Ripple into the limelight of the establishment, I think that we'll see price settle down and probably hang out. I guess it may stay above this old support area, right? Because the price was compressed for quite some time. Now, most of the bull market, most of the market in crypto, the price has been compressed, and that just has to do with the 4-year cycle. So most crypto kind of had a compression in this area and a bit of an accumulation. But this news with Ripple, it really just depends on what level of adoption happens. And for Ripple to not kind of just settle down over the next couple months, for that not to happen, I think would require some kind of a major deal done with a major entity. So I don't know. V, do you have an opinion based on that?
No, I mean, right now things are fast and fluid. I can't comment at the moment. I think I'll have more intel I'll wrap it up together for next Thursday. There are a few things I could say, but I want to hold off. There's some juice. It's too good.
Gotcha. So we are live every weekday, 8:30 AM EST, giving out free content. Come check us out on YouTube. Come talk to us. Go over to the website. That's www.algofactory.tech. Again, www.algofactory.tech. And for a limited time promotional offer, we are giving out memberships at $49.99 a month. There's a ton that we're offering over there. Come see what that's about. Also, you can see our Twitter link. All the links are up on YouTube. Come talk to us on social media. See us on the live YouTube videos. We hope to see you soon.